everyone, this is Doxy Mom and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so already, I greatly appreciate if you hit that little red subscribe button. You can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. Well, a sleepy Miss Angel and I are going to try to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, so let's get started. Well, it looks like that ABC, well, they are trying to do some damage control after Project Veritas aired their video where Amy Robach had interviewed Jeffrey Epstein's accuser, Virginia Roberts Guthrie. At the time, Amy, when the interview took place, well, Amy, she was mad that ABC wouldn't air her segment. Amy said they were being threatened by Buckingham Palace and by Alan Dershowitz. And now ABC's coming back and saying that Amy and ABC were unable to corroborate elements of some of the key charges from Guthrie. Well, Amy, that's not what you originally stated. You were angry and you said that you tried for 3 years to have ABC air that interview, and you were first told that nobody even knew Epstein. And then that this was a stupid story. The fact that some things needed to be verified, well, that wasn't mentioned at all. Then ABC News investigative chief Vlasto said, "We would never kill a story about Bill Clinton, or we would never kill a story about Prince Andrew." ABC, are you serious? Do you honestly believe that the American people believe your blatant lies? They don't call y'all fake news for nothing. Moving on, and I'll leave a link. Now, the Military Times is reporting some good news that on election night 2020, dozens of states will have members of their National Guard cyber teams ready and waiting to deal with attacks on their voting systems. Now, Guard members can scan networks for suspicious activity and then determine if it's a glitch or an attack. If it's a serious attack, they'll send it to the state's IT experts and get law enforcement involved if necessary. Now, Air Force General Joseph Lingual, and I probably mispronounced his name, anyway, he assures us that every state has some cyber capability, and if they don't, they can borrow it. So it's just good to know that we're going to have this extra protection during our next election to make sure that every vote is being counted properly, and I'll leave a link. Now, Dave Hodges from the Common Sense Show, and I'll link that, is reporting that Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise are setting the stage for what is about to happen with Adam Schiff. Now, you might want to check back on my video that I put out yesterday and Steve Scalise, his interview on Fox, and how the Democrats are not following proper procedure for impeachment. Anyway, Dave goes on and he's saying that someone that he knows received a phone call, and he was told to file legal action on Adam Schiff for his conduct in regards to the impeachment hearing. Now, it's a civil lawsuit, not criminal, but then Dave spoke to another person, and Dave just called this person a staffer, someone in government, and Dave was told criminal proceedings are being looked at very seriously by AG Barr, so thank you, Jesus, they need to be. Now, this civil lawsuit has to do with malfeasance of office for personal gain. So Adam Schiff is trying to promote his own position and those in his party by conducting an illegal, unconstitutional investigation for the purpose of impeachment and the enrichment of some people like the Bidens to get a Democrat in the White House because Trump would be impeached and out of the way. Now, the criminal side is being set up by Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise, where they are pointing out all of these wrongdoings of this fake impeachment process. What the Dems are doing is illegal. And finally, the Republicans, they are stepping up to the plate and finally saying something. Now, Dave said if this sham impeachment links up with the Bidens, that's facilitating a criminal enterprise by aiding and abetting it. and it's aiding and abetting of fraud. So the mechanisms are in play right now to take Adam Schiff down, to take him out of office, to neutralize him, and then indict him, and they may get him on treason. Can you say boom? Now, Dave, he says that this government is so hopelessly corrupt, and thousands were corrupted by Epstein, and he just doesn't trust the system, and he's worried that the right thing may not get done. Well, guys, all I do know is that President Trump will be reelected in 2020. It's been prophesied by 3 different people that I know of, and, I just believe it's going to take a really long time, but these criminals are going to be they're going to be held accountable, they're going to be put in prison, and don't forget about the 4 horsemen: Barr, Horowitz, Durham, and Huber, and Gitmo has had a facelift and is ready and waiting. Moving on. Now, President Trump, he held a rally last night in Louisiana. I didn't get to watch all of it, but the part I watched was great. Those rallies always are. But he talked about the heroic dog, Conan, and he is finally going to get to come to the White House. However, Conan, he is on another mission right now, but just as soon as they get this mission completed, he's going to be visiting President Trump in the Oval Office, and I just think that's wonderful. Then the president said, we're winning again, we're respected again, but the Democrats, well, they're trying to destroy America, and of course we already knew that. They want socialism, which will lead to a major depression. President Trump, he then mentioned crooked Hillary, and of course the crowd started chanting, lock her up, and oh, what a glorious day that will be when they do lock her up. Now, he also mentioned crooked politicians like Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff, and the crooked media. They've all launched the deranged impeachment witch hunt, which is all a hoax. It's a scam. And President Trump said that he released the transcript of the Ukrainian call, and once he did that, well, those whistleblowers, they just seem to disappear. Plus, he called Adam Schiff a crooked politician at least 3 times, and he says these people are bad people doing illegal acts. And guys, I think he's letting the American people know what Dave was talking about and how these impeachment proceedings are illegal. Anyway, it was a great rally, and I'll leave a link. Now, this is exciting. Joe DeGeneva and his wife Victoria Tenzing went on Lou Dobbs last night, and Lou's very first question was, are we ever going to see the Inspector General's report? And I'm thinking, thank you, Lou Dobbs, for finally asking this question. And Victoria, well, she said, you are going to see it. She says, now, I can't say when, because now she says I can't say if it's going to be before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving, but she says there are great sources telling them that it's going to be very bad for the people in the Obama administration. And Victoria's source said it's going to be worse than they can imagine, end quote. So this is very exciting, guys. Now, Joe, he is saying that it's going to be devastating for the highest people at the FBI and Justice Department. Of course, he meant Obama's. He says it's going to ruin careers and make people have bar association problems, because we know that people in the Obama Justice Department were complicit in knowingly submitting false applications to the FISA court for an illegitimate counterintelligence purpose to spy on Americans for political purposes. And it will end up being the beginning of the greatest political scandal in history. So, the OIG report is being held up partially because Durham's new grand jury, which exists for one reason and one reason only, is because people are going to be indicted. You tell them, Joe. Like I said, this was so exciting. Now, like 17's been saying all along, FISA brings down the House. Now, Joe says that Barr asked Durham to look into all the unmasking of Americans that was done for political purposes. Well, Sally Yates and Loretta Lynch, after that, you're probably not sleeping so well these days. And Joe said that the leak with the General Flynn and Ambassador Kislyak call, which was leaked to the Washington Post, it is one of the criminal investigations, because that type of leak is 20 years in prison. It's a 20-year felony. So there's a leaker around here that's not going to be sleeping so well tonight either. Plus, they brought up James Clapper and how he was talking to an awful lot of people and running his mouth on CNN. But guys, it was an excellent interview, and I'll leave a link. Then I told you yesterday that Donald Trump Jr. and his girlfriend Kimberly Guilfoyle, who is President Trump's senior campaign advisor, they went on The View today, and apparently it was The View's 5,000th episode. And guys, now I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion. I believe this was strategic to get so The View could get their ratings up. I mean, it's obvious these ladies hate our wonderful president and his family, and they did not want to do this interview whatsoever. And Whoopi, she wouldn't even say Don Jr.'s name. I mean, it was just so disrespectful, but I think they needed their ratings to boost up. So they brought on Donald Trump Jr. Like I said, just my opinion. But The View claims they are the most important political show today. But then Whoopi says we just give our opinions. So which is it, ABC? Anyway, first, one of the ladies who was livid that Don tweeted out the name of the whistleblower, and then Don explained that the name had been out for 5 days and he was just retweeting what the Drudge Report had reported on and other people. And then Don started talking about who the whistleblower really was. The ladies just cut him off right then because they didn't want information about the whistleblower, the CIA guy, the Brennan guy, all coming out. Now, just a side note, the Gateway Pundit, I just looked at it, and it is reporting that Facebook is threatening to remove any page for publishing the name of the whistleblower. Yet apparently Adam Schiff did not block out Eric Charmella's name from Bill Taylor's transcript on page 236, and I'll just leave a link to the Gateway Pundit, and you can find both of those articles. Anyway, let me get back to The View. They argued over the Ukrainian transcript call, and every time Kimberly or Don would try to explain, the other ladies would just start talking over them. And then Meghan McCain, No Name's daughter, she basically wants to know why Trump can't be civil. And Kimberly said, it goes both ways. We should reciprocate civility. And Don was trying to explain how his father has taken on the establishment and has been brutally attacked since day one. And of course, the women of The View, they just all completely deny that. They're just a bunch of liars. Anyway, in the last segment, they bring up Hunter Biden and compare him to Don Jr., both making money off their father's name. Don said, look, we were in business long before politics, and we don't make money off of foreign policies like Hunter Biden did, being paid $83,000 a month for something he knew nothing about. And then they cut Don Jr. off. And it ends by Joy saying Joe Biden is beating Trump in the polls right now. Now, I don't know if if Joy is truly that ignorant, or if she just chooses to believe fake news. Guys, I don't know if anything was accomplished by this interview, but I am very proud of Don and Kimberly walking into the lioness den and trying to share the truth. And I, along with most everyone who watched that interview, we were very glad when it was over. And I'm just about up to my 15-minute mark, but I did want to read John 8, verses 31 and 32 that says, "To the Jews who had believed him, Jesus said, 'If you hold to my teaching, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.'" So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And until next time, this is Doxy Mom, and God bless you all.